The stories we make today would not exist without the wondrous tales of the dreamtime of First Nations people that inspired us as children. We acknowledge the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, the traditional owners and storytellers of the land we record on today, and would like to pay our respects to their elders past, present and emerging.
Hello all you baddies, benders and babes, and welcome back to the Book of War, an Avatar Legends real play, the story of 4 runaways seeking the Book of War in a world without the Avatar. My name is Jesse Thomas and I play Minh FANG, the Foundling, he, him, a runaway repressed lava bender who found a new home for themselves in the Northern Water Tribe while hiding from deadly family secrets.
You flacked me last time for sort of giving you guidance on what you would normally say, and then you say it right. So clearly I'm the hero here.
And yet he still felt the need to mock me.
I mocked you while giving you credo.
Thank you very much.
The compy salt.
Compy salt's very good. I didn't even insult him. I compy boosted myself.
Fun fact about Minh, if it wasn't obvious, he is still pissed at Banji. So angry. And he's a repressed runaway lava bender for a reason. He's very good at hiding his emotions because when he was younger, if he had them, yes, he would not get treated well by his grandfather. So he couldn't show emotions. So he's particularly good at hiding them, which I think is the only reason it got past a savant for the, intrigue kind of stylings of Tomo.
The sky changing color helped.
Yeah, that was a nice... That was a nice helpful trick there. But Minh is not as composed as he claims to be right now.
I mean, I knew that, of course, surely. But anyway, hi, my name is Lucas. I play Tomo, the hammer, he, him, a combustion bender freed from his past demons and are ready to take on all the injustice in his world to protect his family. And this is going to be the last time you hear from me as a sprightly 30-something. My birthday is coming up. I am turning the big 40, and I am scared and excited. I'm excited. But
don't be scared. Just say that you've turned 30 and everyone will believe you because you look so young.
Yes.
I feel like there's this thing that Asian men go through where like we age 20 years in like 1 year sometimes. Like, it's just like
so you're waiting for that year?
It's like an elastic band, and then when it snaps hard.
It's like the end of Indiana Jones in The Last Crusade where the guy just like...
Yeah. So yes, enjoy my voice now. You can. Who knows what it'll be when I come back.
That's great. Love that.
Hello, my name is Georgie Hazel and I play Nuro, the Destined, they, she, he. Nuro is a child from the strange and mystical Foggy Swamp.
Hey, guess where we are?
Once a lone wanderer, now part of a pack, Nuro finds themselves navigating a world more complex and mysterious than they ever knew. But every step they take towards the swamp, the shadow grows bigger.
That's very good.
My fact is about Nuro's tribe. I like to think that they're really central in the swamp, and they've chosen that specifically, I think, to stay low key. But they've also chosen a place that isn't really around a lot of big bodies of water or fast moving water. So yes, they do some minor fishing, but I think that they actually they do a lot more like foraging. As opposed to fishing. And I like to think that's also why they have a lot of like coming of age rituals and traditions around moving the vines and everything out of waterways, because the area that they are particularly in, they don't have like that water, that fast moving water. So yeah, they make it themselves basically. They maintain their area so that they can continue to forage and hunt minor things.
Speaking of minor things, my name's
true.
Ted Darling and I play Banji the Idealist, he, him, a runaway firebender who has risen from the ashes of his old life. With the fate of the world resting on the edge of a blade, he fights for freedom, for justice, and for peace. Banji fact for this week, I guess it was off screen because nobody was really paying attention. But as Banji was leaving, there was a little kiss on the cheek to one of the waterbenders on the ship before we left.
Dog.
Yeah.
Oh,
And the waterbender
salty
freaked out that the
dog.
firebender was kissing them on the cheek.
Yeah. No, it's like a little on the ship crush romance little thing.
Interesting.
Ooh.
That's it. That's all the details. you got.
Salty sea dog.
With who?
I don't know. You never know. That's just a little.
Oh, that's one of the two I was hoping to do and assess the situation.
How exciting.
Interesting.
Drama on the boat.
Not drama, just little summertime summer loving, you know. Summer loving.
With someone who like
Ambulance.
consistently forgets your name.
Oh, they know Banji now. There was just a little kiss in the cheek to someone that only Banji shared a moment with, and no one was looking. So there you go.
Hello, my name is Ash. I am the Grandmaster of the White Lotus. My fact for this week is that I have spent a lot of time looking at every episode that might have involved the swamp at all from the original and Korra series.
Same.
And one moment I'd like to share with everybody is when they're sitting around and throwing food to the catfish gators. Sokka goes to throw a bug and it like hisses and growls at him. And he goes, he's not going to eat a bug. That there is people food. And I thought nothing has been more Nuro than that line in my entire life. It just sort of,
Yes,
everything
baby.
I saw that coalition of light just come in, and then in a pure white beam, Nuro was there.
Oh, that's.
I'm home, baby.
Thank you.
And with that, let's roll the music. A very brief recap of the last chapter, which time-wise did not take a lot, but a lot of stuff really happened. We sort of had a bit of an argument about going to bed and what we're doing. We woke up, we had an argument about what we're doing, where we're going, how we're getting there. And eventually you decided to take Wei on via the boat to say a couple of goodbyes, grab a couple of things, and end up, well, you were after the big creature that is currently invading the swamp. You didn't get that far. You got to the edge and Wagon found some degree of barrier. And that's where we resume, standing just outside. Just outside. Nuro specifically has touched one of the plants, but everybody else is still not officially yet entered the swamp.
So, Nuro, just putting your hands in mud there.
I think they don't hear you. They're hearing the swamp. They are hearing.
It's almost too loud.
Yeah.
You've forgotten how to listen to the
Yeah,
swamp.
I've forgotten. So like I'm. Yeah, my hand is in the ground. It's touching a root, and they are actively trying to find a path at the moment, but it is so loud, and it's like that they can't believe how quiet the world is outside of the swamp, and coming back to it is like, whoa, like that's that energy. That's what I was connected to. Like that's what I haven't felt in a very, very long time.
I think seeing Nuro not responding, I just turned to Tomo and I'm like, I sort of point to Nuro. I'm like, do you know what's going on?
Look around, Minfang. Look at how you say it's grey. It's like the life has been sucked out.
It looks like there is a line, almost like a slash or a gash, just leading through, like a meteorite.
It's quite thin, like in. No, it's big.
It is bigger than you expected to be.
I'm kind of getting, in Star Wars Episode 1, at the very start where Jar Jar's running away from the big droid dropships and it's just mowing everything down in front of it, all the trees and stuff. Is it like that was just carved a path through the swamp?
Is it a little bit more like, because obviously this thing hops, is it just like also really chaotic as well, or it's clean?
I would like an assess the situation from Minh Fang, please.
10.
Nice.
Haven't had one of those in a while. That's exciting. I get 2 questions. What should I be on the lookout for? Second question is, who or what is in the greatest danger? Obviously, Minh's never been to the swamp. Minh doesn't know what's weird or not for the swamp. To him, this sort of just looks like a big entryway into the swamp. He doesn't really understand. So he's sort of, he wants to know what he should be on the lookout for, what stands out to him, and what is in the greatest danger is what I meant to say. I'm sorry.
That's right. As you're looking at this, and this is sort of shared information for everybody, it's not like Minh is the only one that sees this. This looks like, think about every movie where an alien ship has landed and cleaned up the forest as it goes through and just created this mess. The weird thing about it, though, is that not everything is missing. Some of it's missing color, or some of it's missing vibrancy, like, a tree limb itself might look shriveled and withered, but still present. So you can get in that sense that it's not necessarily sticking in one realm or the other. It seems to be semi-permeating between the realms. As a matter of fact, that is the part that comes down to that danger. You notice, and Minh, I think that you would have heard about these before. Nuro, you might have seen them before. I don't think anyone else would have. You almost see these little eddies in the world that look like spirit portals. They look like you have the ability to cross from one side to the other through them. They're not right, though. They don't look whole. They don't look healthy. Picture any video game that you play where, something's glitching out and you see those little, pings of color or code or whatever it might be. Think of that, but like the spiritual equivalent, like the portals, like they jitter almost, rather than hold steady. And you see them in spaces spread out a little bit, but often enough that if you weren't paying attention, you might accidentally walk into one.
You can all, Tomo, Banji, you're seeing like the rips in the air, right? Like these weird shimmery bits.
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
bad, right? We should stay away from that.
that wasn't here when I was here last time.
Cool.
Has Nuro looked up now?
Yeah, I think Nuro, at that, Neuro's like, this creature is creating tears and warping the world. We don't go down this path, we follow beside it.
Can we close these holes in any way?
I don't think we should touch them.
I would second that. I wouldn't.
We don't know where they go, Minh. It could be...
No, I don't mean go in them. I mean, my lava can hit spirit stuff, right? So maybe I can, hit a molten rock at it and shut it down, close it,
I'm terrified what access this creature has to the tears it's making.
Okay.
They're not formed right. There's something wrong with this creature. I think we go that way, and Nuro, slightly off to the side. We should follow the tracks as best we can, but we are very, very close to Red River. I think that if we need to, we deviate and we try and go past my home if we can, but we need to see where it leads.
All right, this is your Catfish Gator Rodeo, so...
Does the path, is it can I get a sense of what direction it's heading?
So it's tricky because even though there is this gash through the swamp, it still becomes overgrown, it still becomes viney, and almost the second you start stepping inwards, that sunlight, it's astounding to everybody else just how dark it's become within a few steps of being in there.
I think as we go in, Nuro's just now watch your fluids, everybody. It's very humid in here.
Minh's yeah, I know, and he points to his head, and it's fluffy.
I think Banji, you all look at Banji as well, and because when he put on his outfit from Boomy, and so his arms were exposed. And all these little skeeters and stuff are hitting his arms, but as they do, they're burning up in blue flame, like one of those bug catchers.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
It's hey, you all need to watch the bugs in here as well. They'll make you itchy.
It's in my mouth. Minh's getting bugs out of his mouth.
I think as Nuro's we're walking in, I think there's a moment where like maybe being at that threshold, like out of the swamp and inside the swamp, I think as they start to go in, there's like they're starting to hear individual voices a little bit more, I think. And so like, this is really probably cooked to the rest of you, but they're just kind of like, they'll suddenly turn their head and be like, it's really good to see you too. No, I can't stop and talk right now. I'm trying to find, have you seen it? Do you know where it went? Like, I'm literally talking to
I think
the
I just,
trees.
like looking at Tomo, like
Arturo looks at the rest of you and says, "There's no one there. Nuro's lost it, everybody. We're going to have to leave him behind."
You are all convinced that you see a vine come down to like gently like flick their face or something like that.
Which reminds me, could everyone please roll a flat harmony check, please?
Minh got a 7.
Tomo got a 7.
I got a 10.
I got an 8.
Thank you very much, everybody. These will become relevant at some point.
But as like everyone's kind of looking at Nuro suspiciously, Banji's like, no, it's fine. They do this. It was the same when we were here last.
Tomo's not concerned. Like this is.
It's like, it feels so much better that the trees are talking to me here.
Can they tell us anything about the creature?
I'm trying to find out. They're all so loud. As soon as I walked up to that, as soon as I met the swamp, they felt me, and I know. I'm here to help. I'm trying.
Tomo sends Suri over to give you a little head massage while this is happening.
I think they kind of like reach out and touch a particular branch, vine, tree at that, and get us another attempt at getting a sense of this creature. I think trying to look for a much clearer picture.
You're out of practice. Roll push your luck.
I am out of practice. Oh my goodness me. Okay.
Been nearly a year, I think, as far as the time.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a 4.
I have some bad news for you. That's not going to do it. Just in case you were thinking that maybe it would.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to need you to mark something, whether that's insecure or troubled, because you hear a blast of noise. Well, it's not noise, but as far as anyone else could describe it, if they were just to hear a sharp, piercing sound that just went straight to their brain, that's kind of what you feel.
Yeah, I think it sends Nuro into the mud and the water, honestly. Sends it on their backside.
Oh.
The good old-fashioned movie touching power cables and launching backwards.
Yeah. Tomo runs over and picks him back up.
Oh, thank you, Tomo. Ugh. I don't know what that was. It doesn't want me finding it. We keep following the tracks. How are we feeling?
I hate this so much.
Man.
You sort of look at him and he's like already dirty. His hair's everywhere. His feet are wet. He's standing in like puddles. And I hate this so much.
Nuro try and cheer you up, and they like go under like an underbrush and are just like foraging through like a patch of vines and mangroves and roots and stuff, and like pulls out a handful of berries, and they are called dewberries. They are literally the most delicious, juiciest thing you can taste. And Nuro like hands you a whole bunch and hands everyone, honestly, some food. Honestly, at this point, every now and again, Nuro is just gonna kind of go under an underbrush or like find tubers or berries or like and start like kind of stockpiling actually some extra food for us.
I would say 50% of the time it's delicious and 50% of the time it's horrifying.
Yeah.
This is my favorite bug, you can tell.
Yeah, they're just like fully just like finding grasshoppers and like.
I think as well, Banji's just immediately, whatever Nuro hands him is just eating. Banji like impulsively trusts Nuro with this food, so it's just like, I've eaten it all before, it's fine.
Even the bugs and worms?
Even the bugs and worms.
Oh, okay.
They spend a bit of time in the swamp. They needed to eat bugs and worms.
So Suri's having a great time.
Yeah,
the most
yeah.
well-fed that she's been.
imagine.
Yeah,
You look over and Sooty's got a little belly. Like,
a little bit.
I think also Nuro's like, thank you so much, Sudi. Why don't you protect Minh from those bugs for a while, huh?
You see Minh like eating the berries very trepidatiously, like slowly. Each one is a new experiment. Like that's how it looks. He's like,
The tongue comes
tongue's
out.
just out, and he like tastes it with the tip
Man,
of his
you
tongue.
can trust the berries I give you.
I'm sure they're edible.
That one's like legit delicious though. It's juicier.
All right, that one's good.
Yeah, I know.
And he tries another one, and it's like rotten and gross. He's like,
That one's ladicious.
so sour.
Minh, that's a bug. Stop.
Oh, I've already eaten a bug. It's been 10 minutes in the swamp, and I've eaten a bug.
Actually, it's been a little while.
It's been a little while in the swamp, but I've already eaten a bug.
I like that Minh says it's been 10 minutes though.
Yeah.
You see Sooty starts working overtime, creating like little webs on your arms to like catch the things that are trying to bite you on you.
I walked through a spider web.
And there's in invisible karate that everyone does when they walk through a spider web they didn't see anything.
You'll notice that I think as we're going as well, like Nuro's also like finding a safer path for everyone to walk through. You notice that they actually like stick to the water more than you would think, rather than like just the overloaded like roots and vines that might just be like an absolute tripping hazard. So they're navigating a way through the water. So you're probably like up to your like thighs and like in
water?
In water.
Oh,
as
no.
well.
Banji hates that.
Yeah, at some point someone comes out. I'll say it's Banji pulls out a knee leech.
Yeah.
A niche, if you will.
That's so funny. I have like a never mind. Sorry. No.
Yeah, I'm stealing that one straight from the OG where they had an elbow leech. It's like, where is it? It's like, where do you think?
Yeah, Banji like pulls it off and it bursts into flames. Oh, I hate these things that make me so itchy.
Nuro is genuinely just trying to follow the chaos of this path.
Yeah.
They're also just like looking at these
Without being
tears.
on it, right?
Without being on it. We're not on it. We're like, and like, honestly, like, they're also, every time we come to some kind of clearing as well, they're also just like pausing, listening to what's around, how loud the bugs are, like, if there's any like warnings, like that kind of stuff. Yeah, very cautious and doing their best to make sure that everyone stays together as well. So it's slow going.
Min's sort of like in one of these little just like clearings that we make. He's like turns just like covered in the swamp and just so miserable. And he just sees like Tomo walk past who's fine. It's like, this is his question from last episode. He's like, Tomo, how are you perfectly fine in every single situation? This is ridiculous. Look at me. And you're fine? You're telling me that you're fine?
As long as I can walk forward, I'm fine. You can keep walking forward, Minh.
Min sort of just sulks for a bit and his head falls down and he's like, you're right. And he just keeps drudging forward through the muck.
Would you like a piggyback?
No.
Banji.
Okay.
No, I'm the piggyback giver here.
I have a question. Who gets distracted first?
Min absolutely like trying to like, he's like covered in stuff. He's got mud all over him. And like he's complaining, he's not watching where he's going, he's just following, and he's just like worried about himself. He's just looking down.
After a while, the white noise that is Min's complaints just fade out to everybody to the point that you're just not listening to them anymore. And Minh, you look up and you realize you don't actually see anybody else directly in front of you.
Min sort of like looks forward and then like looks behind.
As you look behind, you see Baru is standing there.
Baru, what are you doing here? I thought you said you couldn't leave Natsuo.
And he smiles. And you see him produce 2 glowing stones, which are very clearly precious to him. One is red and one is green. And he hands them both to you.
Thanks, Grunkle.
As you take a hold of these 2 stones, you realize both of them are unbelievably heavy.
What?
And you're close. You either have to drop one of them or both of them.
Oh. I don't think he drops both of them. like he holds on to both and falls to like it's just like he can't hold like he physically cannot hold them. And he's just grabbed them and he's just gone straight to the ground.
Okay. And as you hit the ground, they both shatter.
Oh, what, Baru, man? Why are you handing me big colored rocks that are too heavy?
You look up and Baru is not there.
And I think I've realized everyone's gone. I'm like, guys, are the stones still?
No.
I just got like mud all over his hands. Like, oh, guys,
I think,
anyone?
Can
think-
we hear that?
Yeah.
I think Banji walks back and is like, "Men, I told you to follow Nuro. Don't get distracted."
What?
And then walks back.
I was following. He quickly runs after.
Minh Fang, you've got rope. How long's the rope? Could we tie them to each other?
Oh, I think it's a narratively appropriate length. I think we can tie each other to the rope.
I can't argue that.
And he sort of pulls it out. He's like, yeah, ties it.
Nuro, what do you think?
I mean, if it makes you feel better.
I mean, it's Tomo's idea. I'd much rather have my weapon
it's-
available. It's not like there's an abundance of rocks around.
The swamp finds a way.
Are we better off separate?
Look, I just need y'all to keep your wits about you and stay close to me. All right, how about this? I'm going to call out every 5 minutes. If I don't hear a response, then we stop and we regroup. If at any point you get lost, like really badly lost, like I said, try and climb up. At the very least, you can see the banyan.
Do you guys all see Baru back there, by the way?
No.
No.
No, it was just you, man.
No, but like he gave me these rocks, these colored rocks, though.
I look.
Oh, very heavy.
Where are they?
But they're just back. Where I look back doesn't look like the same place.
Just keep your eyes forward, man. You promise me that?
Yeah, but like, I think they start walking. He's like, but was that real? Because it felt real. Like, I feel like it was. And he's sort of just following along.
I might just get Sooty back if that's okay. I think you're okay for bugs. You're sufficiently webbed.
Hey, ever since I fell in the mud, they've left me alone.
It works great. And Nero's like literally in the process of redoing their mud.
It smells so bad.
Yeah, it's
This is
stinky.
not like this is the complete opposite of the mud.
We're in the wrong spot for good
It
mud.
blends. I thought you liked mud, Min.
There's a difference between mud and mud.
This will still make you feel silky smooth.
It will make me smell silky smooth.
I would like a rely on skills and training, please, Nuro.
Okay.
Very cool.
Which is focus. That's a 7.
Okay. Technically, everyone could spend a fatigue to make it unbelievably good.
I think we're all
A tree falls on Banji. If only you had seen it coming.
not on a 7 to 9.
But does it make a sound?
Well, is anyone around to hear it?
Yes, the 4 of you.
Then yeah, it does make a sound.
Yeah, it does make a sound. No, this was more just a progress check to see how you're
Yes,
going.
yep.
And you are rusty.
Rusty.
Is the short answer. Everyone, mark 1 fatigue, please. But the reality is you are making progress.
Yeah, genuinely, I think between Min's complaining and then just like being so disoriented. Yeah.
I think the bugs backing off because of the mud is definitely significantly quieter. But he's now just a bit sort of confused because he's like, if it wasn't Baru, who was it?
I think, yeah, Nuro.
You were like, it's you, and he's like, that doesn't seem right.
So, Swamp showed you Baru, huh?
Yeah. Handed me a red rock and a green rock.
Oh, that is.
A red.
As this conversation is happening, because the audience have already heard it, Tomo, you are just looking around in the way that Tomo often does, and you swear you see a woman, a younger woman, wearing green finery, walking in a different direction, somewhere to your right.
How is there a roll I could do to resist this pull, or
You
Entirely narrative.
It's entirely up to you what you want to do. They are a distance that you could not pursue them unless you left the group. And there's something really familiar about them.
I take one last look at the group, and I just make a beeline for that woman.
Okay.
We don't notice.
Probably not. I don't say anything.
Tomo is very good at slinking away when Tomo doesn't want to be seen.
In water.
And I think that everyone's invested in this stone story.
So yeah, I think maybe like the red one symbolizes my anger, and the green one symbolizes like my guilt.
As we fade down the volume on that,
I think Tomo figures they're going to be there for a while. He's got time.
you begin to move. And you see at some point this woman turn to face you again. Really familiar. You're certain you've seen it, but only once. And she holds out her hand and she beckons you with the other to step and take it.
I step forward. I search for something in her eyes. Like, what color are her eyes?
As you get closer, you don't get a chance to know because you begin to sink at a very, very rapid pace. I would like a push your luck, please.
Push it real good. That is for 11.
As you begin to sink down, immediately realize that like you are in imminent danger. And weirdly, a vine just drops down at just the opportune moment for you to grab and pull yourself out of this sinkhole that you managed to get into. And you scrabble back, and by the time you look up and catch your breath, because you had adrenaline running for this, the woman is gone.
For a moment, I think to myself, what if I yell out to her? But I think that passes, and I just go, Nuro, I think I'm lost.
Funnily enough, you can still hear Minh talking about.
Oh, is that? Oh, really? Okay.
No. The second you say that, you realise the sound comes back. You're just like, and then the rock, like it was shiny and.
Yeah, and then you.
Yeah. I sheepishly make my way back.
I think Nuro is just like waiting there with like their hands on their hips, just like looking at you.
So you saw a strange family member too, huh?
I hope so.
Amateurs.
They give you some rocks?
Amateurs.
No.
Are you okay? Are you okay, Tomo?
I think I'll process this later. I didn't have much to go on.
I think Nuro just gets it. Like Nuro just, it's like, yep. Oh, yep. There's gonna be a lot of processing after this, fellas. Nuro just like nods and like very sagely, and
I feel fine. It like sort of resolved itself pretty quickly, actually, for me.
Nuro like clicks and then like points.
Min's demeanor like drops. He's like, fine.
I do like that Ted has thrown out the amateurs line, like it's not going to happen to him, and like he didn't roll a middled success.
Hit me. Let's do it.
No. I'll wait till a narratively appropriate time.
Yeah, I think considering where we entered, there would be a point where we do start getting like pretty close to Red River.
And that is the perfect segue.
Yeah.
As you begin, I think there's a certain point where one of the streams has very clearly changed color. Everyone notices this very quickly, that all of a sudden it does have this sort of red, coppery look to it. And very clearly this is one of the eddies off.
Hey, Nuro, what color was that river we had to stay away from? What? Are we doing it? What's wrong? What's wrong?
This is Red River.
You said we weren't meant to go here.
We need to be as quiet as possible.
Why?
Red River's bad.
Yeah, it's bad.
What's bad about it?
I know Nuro said it was bad.
Can you talk quietly, Arturo?
I am.
That's not quiet.
All right, just please follow me. And Nuro like, tries to navigate like it clearly like points you like down that path and like no, let's circle back and go follow another stream essentially and try and re-find that path that creature made.
You begin to realize as you're doing that, you do sort of give yourself a little bit of leeway while sort of guessing where that pathway was going. As you continue, half an hour, something like that, you begin to realize that the river and the path are almost running side by side.
Oh, I should have.
Hey, Nuro, I don't mean to tell you how to do your job, but we're still near the Red River part that you didn't want us near.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
What's so bad about it anyway? It just looks like there's copper sediment at the bottom.
A lot of people from my tribe have gone missing there. The ones that came out, they weren't okay. They didn't last long. My mama calls it a bit of an anchor, the spirit wilds are dense there. Honestly, I'm not allowed to go. I've never been. It was the one thing my mama said that I trusted because I think there's things in there that will do terrible things with your body and your soul, Minh.
Kind of like, what about the thing that's sort of hanging out in your bod? Could he be from Red River?
And I think at that, Nuro's like, of course,
I said anything, actually. Don't think like that.
Of course not.
Fine.
No way.
I mean, sort of like looks at him, he's like, yeah, I really put my foot in it that bad, didn't I?
Can I ask, like, since coming back to the swamp, what changes will you allow with me with this creature?
Nuro, you're noticing that your passenger is feeling relatively at ease compared to usual.
Yes.
It's almost like there's just a tension knot on your back right now. Almost like, if you were to have a backpack on and then someone just took something out of it. That's exactly what it feels like.
Yeah. I think Nuro was definitely kind of I guess that makes sense, like in a way of like they're not really thinking about it, but that it's like something returning back to itself, kind of like this thing so badly wanted to get out of the swamp, but it was causing such discontent and discord within itself and Nuro. And then it doesn't want to be here. I feel like it doesn't want to be in the swamp, but being in the swamp makes it better, I guess. Does that make sense?
It does. And really interesting that as you're sort of rounding and thinking these thoughts about what's changed about you at the moment, what's changed about everything here in this anchor point of Red River, you see up ahead what almost, when it comes to spirits, they're hard to describe. Easiest way to describe this is a human-sized white squirrel with an easel and is currently painting Red River next to this sort of bleak zone. Uh-huh. And this is a spirit you've met at least once before.
Okay.
Named Sa.
Sa.
S-S-A.
I think Nuro actually does instead of like speaking to it, it does they do like a particular like whistle. Like do like a weird like whistle pop with their mouth.
You're going to have to whistle pop. I need to hear it.
They're just like, I'm not really good at whistling.
Yeah, no, you started this.
Like that, something like that,
And the response goes,
Amazing. And so I think upon that response, Nuro feels a little bit better about approaching it now that it knows that Neuro's there. And it inspects the painting and it's like, that is mighty fine, so.
Why? Thank you.
Your best work yet, I would say, despite how horrific it is.
It's two dangerous things next to each other.
Yeah,
Everyone else that looks at this painting, if anyone does, it's got that eldritch horror vibe. You don't want to look at it for too long.
Yeah. Oh, so this is my friends, Banji, Minh, and Tomo,
Hello.
and Sudi.
I thought we weren't meant to give our names.
Mine? Not.
That doesn't matter, man.
Oh, okay. Hi.
You just don't accept anything.
Cool.
Don't accept
How you
gifts.
doing?
It is an honor to meet you, Spirit.
Spirit and Min's super tense.
Sar looks, and weirdly enough, Sar is actually one of the good ones.
Yeah.
Sar doesn't normally hang out in this area.
No.
So it's interesting that they've been drawn to it. I am absolutely certain you're all wonderful people if you're hanging out with Nuro.
Thank you. Sar, was it?
Yes.
Thank you, Sar.
Yeah, we're pretty chill.
You would have to be if you're around the death and death.
So, what can you tell us about the first death, the one that isn't red? Just to like the wave of destruction we've been walking through.
Oh, it's horrifying.
You've seen it.
Oh, yes. And you see Sar, goes into what kind of looks like a tree trunk and starts, almost waist height goes down and starts fossicking and pulling out bits and pieces. And eventually he goes, found it, and shows this image. This image is not like you remember Tomo, and it's not like you saw Nuro. Scale is impossible on this campus, but you understand this thing is massive. No one here has seen a badger mole, but you've heard stories about how big they can be, and this thing may in fact leave them for dead. It's hard to tell of just a painting. It is a rabbit, or at least it was. It is now so grossly morphed. The legs are now larger, but they are mobile in ways that they shouldn't be. Its arms haven't grown, but its head is completely disappeared by this hulking frame. It's almost like it just got reabsorbed, and its face, the eyes are still tiny, but the mouth is huge, and it's got these gnashing, wild teeth. If you thought the first portrait was horrifying, this actually sends a shiver down everyone's spine.
That's a big boy. Oh man. Oh, Nuro.
Yes, man.
Hey, listen. Buddy, how important is this?
How important is this? You mean my home?
Yeah,
You mean
Can
my
we just burn the swamp down?
You mean my tribe? You mean Tomo's appetite?
you can see that though,
Yeah, and it you visibly see Nero shudder on looking back at that portrait.
Yeah.
Sar, you did a great job.
yeah, good job, sir.
I think it really captures monstrosity.
You
I'd like to point out that there is 4 of us, right? But remember, there's only technically 2 of us that can actually fight this thing.
I think PB could give him a run.
You actually, at the exact same time, it's just like, hey, what am I, chopped liver?
Yes, you're worse than that thing. You're just in a pretty vessel.
And Sar looks and is like, ooh, can you please show it to me?
Sure. And Banji just rips it out.
And Sar pulls out a new canvas and starts does the lick of the thumb and starts.
Banji holds it heroically in the air.
Wow. Sa, how do you feel about this thing moving through the swamp, destroying as it goes?
Oh, it's horrifying.
We're here to stop it.
Oh,
yeah.
well, that's great.
Will you help us?
No.
Fair enough.
Sar is very talented, but has never taken the violence. No.
No. Also, no.
You've been close. You've painted it. We need something. Weaknesses. Have you seen it? Be distracted by something.
Yes. I can get very close because it's clearly after something. I'm assuming that it's trying to eat its way to whatever is the most spiritual.
Oh.
Sa has not stopped painting, by the way.
Banji hasn't stopped posing.
Nuro has, like, at that, actually become quite terrified for the banyan tree, I think.
The good news here is it's not headed directly for the banyan tree. The bad news is what is down the river that it wants to consume.
Oh, no. Nuro, have you considered that one of the most spiritual things we've come in contact with is a particular fragment of a particular book that is probably like a big, tasty beacon of spiritual power that can, and he looks at Banji, rewrite the fabric of reality sometimes. Maybe that is quite spiritual?
I'm so glad that someone has figured that out.
Yes, Minh.
Now imagine like a very hungry thing getting the power of something sort of seemingly arbitrarily called the Book of War.
I would not be shocked if there was a piece of the book here. I would not. And even more so, I would not be surprised if it was in Red River that...
Maybe it's what's causing this, as he gestures to Red River.
Yeah, Nuro, like, inspects the water, like, is it any different to the last time they saw it?
It is deeper red.
It's deeper red. I was like imagining, like, yeah, like a dark, like, deep red.
Again, there's a certain point where no one who's come back has the capacity to describe it.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone knows the closer you get, the redder it seems to be.
Okay, I think Neuro's really stuck because, like, they feel, like, pretty responsible for the three of you in a way, like, bringing you here, you're helping them protect their home. I guess they, like, tactically, they probably actually, like, turn to the three of you and they're just like, the way I see it, we keep following Red River and that is going to be really, really dangerous, fellas. Maybe it means we can catch up to that thing. I just know that as soon as it's done here, it's just going to go to the next place, which is the banyan. And if it gets the banyan, it gets the swamp.
Well, is it worth maybe enlisting some help?
Well, my mama...
Surely you're not the only spiritually inclined person that can assist.
I've never met anyone that understood the swamp like my mama does. It's not a... And I think you see them get really nervous at that idea of, like, seeing their mom again. Probably kind of reminiscent. Like, you'd probably be able to, like, see that feeling of, oh, mother.
Nuro, your mother's going to be happy to see you no matter what. Doesn't matter how much you've changed. If anything, she'll be impressed. And if she's not, well, I'll have some stern words akin to the words you had to my mother. I saw. Very impressive.
Nurse kind of smirks at that, pretty pleased, and, like, nods vigorously at you and is like, I'm me. I'm still me. I'm still me. I'm still me.
We're all here for you, buddy.
Done. And Sa turns the canvas over. Banji, you don't see what everyone else sees. What everyone else sees is not Banji standing there heroically posing. They just see the sword. Basically, the picture begins from your hand onwards to the sword.
Nice.
But what you see is almost like an animation in play. You see the sword come down and it turns, and as the canvas rolls, it is you from behind, wearing the exact finery you're wearing now, and you begin walking. And as you do, something walks into your path and you slash it out of the way. And then you keep moving and you see a tree and you slash it and it's gone. And you slash a mountain, you slash a wall, and you slash anything or anyone that gets in your way. And at the very end, when you're certain that there's nowhere else to go, you turn around in this canvas and your eyes are glowing blue. So, I feel I've captured the essence of this sword.
It's very blue, yes.
Banji's just like almost, you know, when someone's really kind of like just been concussed and they're sort of like looking dazed, faded eyes. Just Banji's just sort of staring at it, still holding the sword up, just like.
Banji, I think you can stop posing now.
Oh.
Car's done.
I look fantabulous.
Are you okay, babe?
Did you just say fantabulous?
Yes.
No, you look fandabidorsy, and he.
I refuse that one.
He puts the sword back. Yeah. No, that it's beautiful. So you did a really good job.
We were just discussing whether we go back to Nuro's place and get help from their mother.
Ooh,
It's okay, Banji. I promise it'll be fine.
are you sure about that? Because
They have bigger things to worry about right now.
I mean, I took their child from the swamp.
And you're bringing them back.
You saved me, Banji.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You're right. Yeah. I think that's a good idea. I mean, yeah. Your mum's nice, right?
I mean, I think it's a great idea. Because if this thing eats the book, then we don't have to worry about it, right?
Oh, if that were true, my fine feathered spiritual.
Is it ever that
Friend.
simple, Arturo?
Yeah.
Maybe your mom would know where the book is. We can get to the book before the creature. We can use it as some sort of a lure.
It's not a bad idea. Where would we lure it to, though?
Oh, one step at a time, perhaps.
It's not like a big hole we can trick it into, is there?
The fog bounces around.
The fog.
It's a prison. A lot of bad.
Perfect. We can just trick the rabbit into the prison.
It
We don't even need to fight it then.
yeah.
Although that
Easy.
although means not getting Tomo's stomach back, though.
Let's get to your mother first. Maybe she might have some ideas.
Okay, I'm just letting the players know now that basically you've already hit it on the head that it's headed towards the book, and that if you go to the middle of the swamp rather than chase it, there will be a time consequence. Just making sure you're all aware of that.
Yeah, I feel that definitely.
So we can't overtake it.
Look, Arturo makes a good point. If it eats it, I feel like it's just going to get bigger and stronger, and who knows what the power of this version of the book can do.
Look, we keep following it. I'll try and reach out to my mama.
I mean, could Sa go to your mom and come back and bring her here? You won't have to fight it.
You can roll a plead.
No,
You get to do it because Saga's generally we don't get involved. Nuro's different.
Oh.
No,
Min sort of like goes in close to the spirit, like, can you tell me exactly how Nuro's different?
Yes. Nuro speaks very well to us.
Oh. See, Nuro, communication's very important. That's why you need to work on your letters.
Roll for it, Tomo. What is this gallop motion that you're doing here?
I'm embodying the squirrel.
Okay.
Be the squirrel.
Oh,
Be the squirrel. Be the squirrel.
I say this a lot. I'm so upset. Oh my god, he's...
That's a 9. Minus 2 is a 7.
Okay.
That's probably about as best I could hope for.
Honestly, that's not a... I would just prefer to paint because that way I am not in danger from either direction.
that's smart.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah. Cool.
Listen, Saul, I would never ask you to do anything or involve yourself in anything that you don't want to. I want you to stay safe. But it would... We need to stop this thing before it does too much damage to our home. Would you send Mama a message somehow? A note?
What if you got to paint something really cool, something that you've never painted before?
Go on.
Well, what if, as payment for the message, you got to paint the tribe and they got to leave you alone while you did it, and you just got to observe and paint them, capture them forever, and then you never need to go anywhere near it again.
Squirrel eyes go wider and wider and wider. I could paint the tribe,
Oh, yeah, of course.
and they would all stay still,
I would make them.
and they would all not talk.
Never, ever. Not even a cough.
I don't know if squirrel tails wag, but this one starts.
I think they get more bushy, right?
That's exactly it. They quiver. That's what
they
it is.
quiver
Yeah,
and get
the bristles quiver. A message.
Message. Let her know that Nuro and friends are on our way to Red River following the creature of
Terror?
terror.
Okay. And the easel Mary Poppins-esque goes into the trunk. And weirdly enough, the trunk gets picked up and put on the back like a backpack. It's, again, really disconcerting because everyone's just like, that is a stump of a tree that should not go anywhere. And now it's a backpack.
Safe travels, Saw.
And Sam moves relatively quickly. You wouldn't have expected, based on
Boing, boing.
how she talks, to be able to go at that speed.
Did she
But
take the painting of the sword?
yes.
Yeah, okay, cool.
So Minh, you saw Baru in your vision.
Well, I mean, I think it's become abundantly clear that nothing here is real, and it doesn't really matter.
But Baru's alive.
Yeah.
Tomo, Tom.
Sorry, yes. No, I just had a thought. Anyway, yes, let's continue.
Baru's alive, yeah.
Tom and death don't mean anything to the swamp.
Death? Baru's not dead. He was just like... He was just there. He was just chilling. What do you-
Yeah, I saw him in.
Minfang's gotten drunk here. It's just chilling.
It's dehydrated.
Maybe not something to think about right now. I'm sure he's alive and well.
Yeah.
The swamp showed you to him. It's that simple, right, Tomo?
I think it's going over Min's head, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think Tomo's actually thinking that whoever he saw might still be alive. And that excites him because he has a direction. I mean, it is the biggest nation on Earth, but it's green. He knows he has a starting point where he can look.
I feel bad that I'm going to crush you eventually.
That's okay.
when it turns out this is your future executioner.
That's fine.
All right, well, we need to keep following this big thing. So, let's hop to it. That was not hop to it. Follow the hopping.
Yeah.
The area you're in now is broad enough and safe enough to take a rest if you wanted to, or you can march on.
How we all feeling, fellas?
I've got all my spell slots. Sorry, wrong game.
I feel dirty, hot, gross.
Not real conditions.
Nuro just.
What do you want? I feel a bit angry and guilty, actually. Also, no.
I think we don't. I don't want to stop. Nuro will at most maybe just pull out a few arrowhead roots and pull off the
Ayahuasca. That's a good time for ayahuasca.
They have
Probably the worst time for ayahuasca.
They have roots, or not roots, the plant itself is very much so like a cucumber that you can just munch on. So Nero's passing out some arrowroot heads, and
Cool.
we're chomping on that and some berries, but we're continuing. We're going.
Okay. You all decide, well, more specifically, Nuro decides that now is not the time for rest, but it is the time for a snack. Is there anything anyone wants to do before you start marching on?
Are we eating while we're marching, or?
This is just a really nice place to stop, actually work out what Neuro's got in their pockets to hand out, because this is relatively safe.
Sure.
If Sar was here, there's no danger imminently.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think as Neuro's handing out stuff to Minh and Tomo's off to the side, I'm assuming, Banji's going to walk up to Tomo and sort of nod a motion behind a tree and be like, Tomo, can we chat?
Yes, of course, Banji.
Thank you. As we get around the tree, he's sort of looking around the tree to make sure that Minfang especially isn't listening.
He's trying this cucumber thing.
He's trying the cucumber thing, but I think he's also Sonura, tell me about your mother. And having that conversation.
What happened on the wagon is clearly something that is unresolved between Minh and I, and I've lost a lot of trust from Minh and Nuro, and I know that you and I have kind of sorted things out a wee bit, and I guess the question I have is, how do I win Minh's trust back? When you were always on the outside of this group for quite a while, and you dealt with that with, a lot of patience and understanding, and you let us kind of come to you. You didn't force yourself on us, and you didn't pull away a lot of the time. I just want to know how I can get back to how it was where Minh trusted me.
Love and hate are two sides of the same coin. He can only hate you that much because he also loves you that much.
Yeah.
When it comes down to it, he will choose you. Have faith in that.
Yeah.
He pulled you back on the wagon. We could have left you there.
Yeah. Thanks for that, by the way, getting involved. I think it was going down a dark path that I don't want to go down.
Banji, I want to live through this.
Of course.
I'm not only doing this for you. I'm doing this for me. I'm doing it for Nuro. I'm doing it for FANG. Maybe think of it that way as well. It's not just about you and FANG right now. It's about all of us. And this swamp is it's the heart of the world.
Yeah.
The fate of the world is in our hands right now. Your fears, your doubt, put them aside. You're a dragon. And you have a job to do.
Do you want to roll guide and comfort here, or do you just want...
I think that's a
Yeah.
pretty good guide and comfort.
Hey, only if he wants to roll it.
That's true.
He might not want to answer more questions. Oh, he's dropped one.
It's a 5, but I'm not going to count it. On the table.
All right, here we go.
Essence of Banji. Haggis.
Scream at
Wow.
Haggis!
I'm sorry, but that's 8. I 8 on the dice. Where's my guide and comfort?
It's with Harmony.
Oh, again, what am I worried about? Yep, 8. Oh, do I have a... No, I don't have a penalty to that. I'm good.
Nice. So I can accept it?
You can choose to embrace the advice and guidance that you've just been given.
Yeah. I think I will, because Banji sought you out and kind of wanted to talk.
It would be amusing. It's like, hate and love, get out of here.
Lame. Yeah, I will. And I'll use that to clear 2 fatigue, which is good because Banji...
You got bit by a dragon.
I got bit by a dragon and then fell off a wagon. Hey!
Got bit by a dragon, fell off a wagon.
Yeah, Banji.
And mosquitoes are messing up your swag. And
No, the mosquitoes are just burning up like bug catcher. Thanks. Thank you, Tomo. That means a lot. And I think what you're saying to me is what I know deep down, but it's hard, Minh is really, I think I really broke something within Minh, and I just want to fix that when I can. But in the meantime, I'm really glad that I've got you, and I'm glad that Nuro's got you, and that Minh's got you, and you're really sort of being a real touchstone for all of us, and I'm just really glad to have you here. So, thanks, Tomo. And he kind of holds his arms open for a hug.
No. Tomo pulls you in.
Yeah, nice.
do you have a question to roll into that?
And no, as he does though, one thing though, Banji, as soon as I start feeling like that sword is wielding you though, I am going to destroy it.
I'm right here.
I know.
Oh, I like this one.
Tomo, I can assure you, I've got the sword under control. It's fine.
Sure you do, buddy. Bring it in.
I give him a big hug.
It's funny because like the exact same time you hear the sword go, "Sure you do, buddy."
Yeah, if in case it's not clear, Banji is like 100% just blinkers on, like, it's a sword, guys. It's fine.
You've also never failed against
Yeah.
it. You've always tended. So
Yeah,
like
exactly.
full success it. So like, yeah, I'd be confident.
Yeah.
Actually, Tomo, can I do something cheeky here?
Go on.
And my hands go a bit lower. No. No.
It's Tomo I kissed on the butt.
Tomo's a waterbender now.
Do we know the dragon's name?
As in
The sword dragon.
it never had a human
It
name.
never had no name. Right?
So
Yeah, he told you at the bar in the last episode.
PB.
PB.
yeah, and you were like, why would that be?
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
it's a dragon thing.
All right. So I'm gonna say, PB. If you were about to fight this thing, how would you tackle it? A great warrior such as yourself.
As a sword or as a dragon? As a sword, I'd just cut it in half.
But as a dragon.
I'd also cut it in half. Just it would take me more bites.
Okay, so I was trying to seek guidance from a mentor of how.
Okay. So yes, if you wanted in an actual,
Like it's more like, Tomo is like it's a kaiju essentially, right? Like it's a monster. Maybe it thinks like a monster. Maybe there's certain things that
Banji Kaiju battle. Hell yeah.
I'm not saying it can do it for us, but maybe there's a mentality about it.
sorry, I've just had a flash between Minh Fang zipping around on a rope and then Banji on his back with the sword. It's like
Hell yeah.
the appetite titan. I hate myself.
Appetite.
Oh, that's very good, Jesse.
Nice.
If you're actively seeking the guidance of this thing, generally guidance is more about yourself and your inner conflict rather than the outer conflict. It's also not something you can just sort of offhandedly ask. If you want to actively sort of, I guess you do the term like supplicate yourself to it and to try and coax that out, I would allow that.
Okay.
But
All
it wouldn't just be an offhand question.
And you did just say you would destroy it.
Yeah.
Then I will go for the butt grab. No, I'm kidding. No, that's okay. We'll let it be. It's fine. It's fine.
I think the question that Banji asks as he kind of pulls away from Tomo. Tomo, I mean, you and I have I feel like we sorted it out, but
We never had anything to sort out.
do you trust me?
Explicitly, yes.
Okay,
I don't trust your sword, but I trust you.
good. Thank you. I trust you too. You're my brother, Tomo.
What did you see on that painting? I saw your face. It darkened. And I'm sure that's not because it was only your hand depicted.
No. It showed me darkness on my path. But I will say, Tomo, that this isn't the first time this swamp has showed me darkness on my path, and it doesn't have to happen. In fact, it won't happen, because nothing's in control of my destiny except me.
Tomo nods. Okay, then. Not entirely convinced, but let's move along.
Let's get back to the others.
Nuro, while this conversation was happening and Minh was once again complaining about something, a weird cucumber.
It's like a
toothpaste.
safe area. I think I'm just like trying to get stuff out of Nuro.
Well, she's different to your mom, Minh.
That is not uncommon.
Well, I don't know. She taught me a lot. She taught me how to survive. She left me alone a lot in the swamp. She's always busy. Hard to... Kind of like... You remember Jetty?
Yeah.
Yeah, always running around, muttering to herself.
It's strange. I don't feel like our mothers are actually that different. They just maybe do their loving in a different way. You know, yours is much
Tough.
seemingly softer, and yeah, you know, my mother's an earthbender.
Tough love in absence.
Yeah.
I'm so nervous to see her.
Why?
It's been so long. never even told her when I left. I wanted to reach out to her every single day, but it was too dangerous. And
You know, I didn't see my mother sometimes for more than a year. And then towards the end, I didn't see her in 3 years almost.
I could see how hard that was reuniting with her. I didn't even understand that pain, but I think I
Yeah.
do now.
So, remember on the island we got Hikaru, and I remember you were quite shocked when my mother and I saw each other for the first time.
I didn't like the way she spoke to you.
Yeah. And that's valid, but it's worth mentioning that not a lot of our relationship changed until after the island. I had grown, and she had to accept that, and she did. And you know what she's like, stubborn as an ox boar.
So you're saying she'll accept me, no matter...
Your mother is far nicer than mine.
She's crazy.
If anything, she's already accepted you, Nuro. I can guarantee it. And if I'm wrong, well, throw me in Red River.
Never.
I mean, it looks
I would
fine.
never do that to you. Don't touch the waterman. I'm serious. Don't touch the waterman.
He sort of like slowly
Man, I'm serious.
gets away from the water.
You all reunite and you get back on the path that Nero is creating for you all.
Yeah, definitely staying out of the river. It's now become much rougher terrain for us, I think. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Absolutely. As you're walking, the things that Nero warned you about, at some point someone sees a mango, like almost like a tree branch is just holding it out to you. And you're all like, I don't think so. And you see things like at some point, Minh, you see like a bed, a stuffed feather bed. And you're just like...
I think I walk towards it and Nuro just grabs me.
Yeah, right back. Yeah.
Someone grabs you that isn't Nero. Because Nero, while you're walking, you're very focused. And you blink. And when you observe the scene, it's raining. And then you blink again and you observe the scene and it's dry and sunny. And you blink and you observe the scene again and it's what it was when you were walking through it, sort of dark and humid. And you blink again and you realize that each time you blink, there is a jump forward in time. And you begin to look down at your hands and you feel your face and you are getting older and older and older. You were the only person that succeeded on the harmony roll at the start. So you're the only person that gets to know exactly what this means.
Okay.
You don't know if you can leave the swamp again.
The Book of War is Lucas Lee as Tomo, Georgie Hazel as Nuro, Ted Balvin as Banji, myself Jesse Thomas as Minh FANG, and Ash Cooper as our Game Master. The theme song and outro, The Book of War Remains, is by Matt Harrison as well as Nuro's theme. So, based on the way our schedule is going this year, we think it's actually more likely we're going to be releasing throughout December, and actually the first month of the year we will be taking off in some way. Whether that's recording or releasing, we're not sure yet. Keep in mind, you'll probably get some extra stuff over Christmas. As always, we will let you know as soon as we know. Speaking of our Patreon, go check it out if you haven't already. You get access to loads of stuff. You get reading the Book of War, all of our additional one-shots, the player character prequels, as well as the bloopers and outtakes, which are pretty funny. Also, don't forget, here at the Book of War, we are affiliated with Forge. So Forge is your one-stop location for all your virtual tabletop needs. So go check them out at arkhamforge.com. Use our offer code, the Book of War, all one word, for a $5 discount at checkout. The next episode will be out on December 21st, so we will see you then.
Weirdly enough, as you're sort of moving and...
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
No, you're right.
It's my alarm.
Amateur hour.
Again. No.
What is this? Like theater? Come on, man.
As your alarm goes off, a vision appears.
Yeah, hit him with the boss. Get him.
Banji wakes up.
It's all been a dream.
Caledon.
Caledon.
You're still in Caledon.